Hello, I'm Ryan Mobley, the Agronomics Production Specialist here at Rockaway. Today, we're going to talk about mixing our Roundup and applying our Roundup safely and effectively. So the first thing we need to do is make sure that we're protected. We want to put our PPE on. That includes the long sleeve shirts, the pants with boots, and our latex gloves that are approved for this application. All right, so now that we have our PPE on, we're going to determine how much finished mix that we're looking for. So in our Let's Go backpacks that we use for our Roundup applications is a 4-gallon backpack marked with slits and imprinted to tell you 1, 2, 3, and 4 gallons. Today for the property that we will be treating, I'm only gonna mix 2 gallons because I want to mix for what I'm spraying and not mix an entire backpack when I may not use the whole thing and then we're wasting product. So the first thing we wanna do is our target is 2 gallons. So we're going to fill halfway up with water to begin with. The reason that we do that is to make sure that we're not getting concentrates down into the pump system. It will mess up the consistency of your mix and it will cause you to be blasting concentrates out of the end of your wand, which can harm untarget plants or non-target plants when you're applying in the bed zones or in cracks and crevices. So our target here is 1 gallon to start our mix. Now that we have our gallon in here, we're going to turn to our product. The Roundup that we use is Prosecutor from Lesco. And on these tip and pours, we have notches here that will show you the amount of concentrate that you're putting out. Our target here will be 2.5 ounces per gallon. So with our 2-gallon finished mix, we need to be at 5 ounces of the concentrate. So what we'll do is we'll use the tip and pour feature of this bottle to get those measurements. The notches go up to 4 ounces on this particular tip and pour. So to make things easier and more consistent for me, I'm just gonna do 1 gallon at a time, which will be 2.5 ounces at a time. So we'll do 2 of those 2.5 ounce pours to give us our 5 ounce target that we're looking for. So for with the tip and pour, it's as easy as the name says. You want to tip the bottle over to get you some fluids in here. Looks like we've got way too much for our 2.5 ounce target, so we'll back it up a little bit until we get to our target of 2.5 ounces. So it looks like I went a little bit low, so I'll get a little more back in the top, just to make sure that we're as accurate as possible when we're doing these herbicide applications, because any missteps over or under will cause us to not get the results that we're looking for and end up having to retreat or replace damaged areas. So we're going with our 2.5 ounces right into the tank, making sure that our strainer is in the top so we're not getting any chunks down to mess up the pump system. So that was our first 2.5 ounces. We're going to go for another 2.5 ounces here. Using the tip and pour, very easy, very precise. So we're at 2.5 ounces again. Coming over, pour right into, and make sure you're pouring with the fill side up so you don't have over pour from the rest of your container going into your backpack. See, we're empty there. We've done our 5 ounces total. And now we can finish our mix with the rest of the volume of water. So we'll go back to our water jugs here and add the rest of our water. Let me get where you can see the notch we're going for is the middle one there for 2 gallons. And when you're pouring the water, you're going to have little bits of splashes or rundowns. You want to be as careful as you can not to do too much splashing, but when you're only handling water, it's not the biggest deal in the world. The concentrates and the chemicals that we use are where you want to be most careful to not get any drips or spills anywhere. The trucks do come equipped with spill kits, so if there are any issues with spills of the products, we will resort back to the safety data sheets and make sure that we're containing and controlling the spill and cleaning it up properly. So now we have our 2 gallons inside here. We're gonna go ahead and put the lid on. And as always, once you finish your mix, the addition of the second half of water does a lot of agitation for you, but I like to do a bit of rocking back and forth just to make sure we're getting as much consistency out of that mix as possible. We don't want any hot spots in our mix. Looking around the backpack, a visual inspection for any leaks or any water or product coming out of anywhere. Our wand looks to be good. Maybe give her a couple of pumps. Everything's in working order here. We're good to go out and kill some weeds.